Hey, thanks for joining me. So today I want to talk about a knife that I've been carrying for the last 8 or 9 years. And I carry a lot of different knives, but this one probably is in my pocket more than most. I did a video a while back about a Benchmade Griptilian that I had carried for quite a while. I really liked that knife. And while I was using that knife, I bought a Spyderco Ambitious. And I did a video about that one also. I'll link both those videos down below. But the Ambitious really introduced me to the Spyderco line of knives. And so I decided to get this one a while back. And it's a Spyderco Delica 4. Now the Delica 4 is not their top of the line US made product. It is made in Japan with Japanese steel. It's a fantastic knife. I really enjoy using this. Carry it virtually every day now. It's just got a lot of design features that really appeal to me, and it has just, from a functional standpoint, it's just been a fantastic knife. Good edge holding capability. So let's put this on the workbench and take a look and show you why I think it's just a fantastic everyday carry knife. If you're looking for something that's not huge, something to keep with you every day, something that'll just be really functional, this is one to look at. So let's put it on the bench and we'll take a look. Before we do that, if you would please click on the like and subscribe buttons, and let's take a look at this thing. So this is the Spyderco Delica 4. Now this is a really handy little knife. I've really enjoyed using it. It comes in a lot of different options. You can get different colored scales. You can get serrated or plain blades. They make a few different steel options. This one is VG10 steel. I think you can see it says so there. And this was made in Seiki City, Japan. A little hard to see that, but that's what it says right there. Anyway, it's just been a great knife. Now the VG10 steel that this is made of, VG10 is not, like a super steel now. When it first came out, it was kind of in that category, but now it's a fairly common steel. It's not, it's not anything really crazy. It has 1% carbon, 15% chromium, 1% molybdenum, 0.2% vanadium, and something a lot of stainless steels don't have is that this has 1.5% cobalt, and that cobalt is supposed to help with tempering when they temper the knife blade after heat treating it. So it's just a very good steel. You'll see VG10 used for a lot of culinary uses. It's also used in a lot of other knife uses. It can be hardened, as hard as you really want a knife to be, really, and it holds an edge very, very well. I have some Japanese kitchen cutlery made with VG10, and I really love using that steel on knives because it just holds an edge really well. Now, the blade options on this, I do believe there's some other blade options now, maybe SV30 or something. There's some other options you can get if you want to spend a little bit more. But this knife is relatively affordable. I noticed on Blade HQ this morning, these are selling, they're on sale right now for like $75, $74.99. The MSRP is like $126, but I think most of the time you can buy them less than $100. In the $80 to $90 range. So it's just it's a fairly affordable knife with just a lot of good features. Let's start looking at the scale end of this, the handle end of this. You'll notice this pattern on the scales, and this pattern is directional. I'm not sure how well you can see it in the video, but these little squares are angled up this direction going this way, and on this end they're angled this way, they're angled up. So it's when you grip this, they're directional. Your hand moves a little more easily in one direction than the other, but it's designed so that as you're using it and you're putting pressure on the knife, that it gives you the purchase or the grip you need in the direction you need it while you're using it. So it's just a really well thought out scales. It's kind of hard to see in here, but there are stainless steel liners set into the scales, but they're set in. They're not, it's not like some knives. Well, even like the Ambitious that I looked at before, where you could actually see the liners, they're actually inset into the scales, so that makes the knife nice and thin, but there are liners in it. Now the pocket clip, and you can see I've used this one a lot, it's well worn, it can be put in 4 different positions, so you can tip up or tip down, right or left-handed, so however you want to use this knife, whether you're right-handed or left-handed, however you want to carry it, it's just going to work for you because you can reposition it. The knife is a back lock. So when you press this, it unlocks, but it's a very sturdy lock. And while, you know, I usually open it, of course, with the thumb hole that Spyderco is known for. And when I close it, I typically just use two hands because I like being in control of things. But I see people online close these one-handed, and you know, if that's your thing, that's cool. I just like kind of being in control of that sharp blade swinging closed. So this the blade is about 2.9 inches. I think the overall length is about 7 1/8 when it's open. The knife is just been a wonderful knife to use. It's fairly lightweight. You notice the blade on this. This is one of the things I really love about it. The blade is nicely tapered, full flat grind. And one of the things I liked it more than the Griptilian is that the blade on this is very good for slicing things. The full flat grind and the angle that this comes from the factory is very acute. So it's got I don't know the exact angle, but I think you'll find it's more a finer angle or more acute angle than you get on most knives that I see, pocket knives. But it has held up well. And this is not the kind of knife you want to be prying open paint cans with and that sort of thing, which you shouldn't do with any knife. But I've been using this for a number of years. Obviously I haven't chipped the blade, I haven't broken the tip off, but I use knives kind of in the way they're meant to be. I try not to abuse knives. But I've used this every day for, you know, everything from opening the mail and different wood carving tasks. I mean, the blade being this thin VG10, it's just super sharp. It's great for just about any task you want to get it. Cutting rope, opening packages, doing just about anything. Like I say, this is spruce, but it just goes right through. It's kind of fun to whittle with this knife because it just kind of slices right through wood. And it holds an edge really well. It's not a knife I have to resharpen or strop very often. I think in the 8 or 9 years I've used this, I've maybe only put it on a stone 2 or 3 times. I think I talk about this on other videos, I use a leather strop that has Flex Cut Gold, which is a stropping compound that Flex Cut, as a company makes wood carving tools, provides or sells. And so I use that leather strop and I rub that Flex Cut Gold on it, and so this starts to get a little bit dull, I just strop it, and every now and then, like I say, I've had to put it on a stone to just kind of reestablish the edge. But it's just been a fantastic knife. So the things that I really like about it, number one is just the blade designs from Spyderco. I mean, this is so well thought out. Now, it doesn't look as traditional as you might say some knives could or should, but this thumb hole is extremely usable. And whether you're right-handed or left-handed, it works. It's really easy to get the tip of your thumb in there and just open the blade. Doesn't matter whether you're doing it right-handed or left-handed. The back of this hump it's got some really nice jimping on it, so if you're putting your thumb there, or even if you're just gripping it, it keeps your thumb in a good position. Knife, the scales are just really comfortable. Just a nice design, fits your hand really well. Obviously there's been a lot of thought given to this shape, and so it just fits your hand really comfortably. I enjoy holding it and using it. Just about however I grip it, it seems to really work. So it's just a really well thought out design. And as I've talked about in other videos, I don't like knives that have a tremendous amount of upsweep, especially near the tip. So this blade shape to me is very functional, very usable. And the tip is fine enough, you can do fine work with it. The knife is, got enough size to it that you can do bigger tasks. And I've done everything from, cutting rope to some wood carving to, prepping food in the kitchen, just all kinds of things. And this knife just does a fantastic job. It's really held up for me. And I don't know, it is, like I say, this is my second Spyderco knife. And, I've had a few others, since then, but this one has just been my favorite. It's just the right size to keep in your pocket, and the blade design, I love how thin and slicey is, I guess, the only word I can really think of. This blade just really slices through things. I just love the blade design on this. Like I said, I've done a review on the Benchmade Griptilian, and I really like that knife, but the blade is quite a bit thicker and doesn't have the fine taper this does. And for some uses, you know, it's fine for cutting rope and cutting some things, but like for carving and for slicing food, certainly this just does a much nicer job. So anyway, this is the Delica 4. Just a fantastic little knife. I can't think of a combination of features that suit me better in terms of a pocket knife, and that's why I just keep coming back to this one. Easy to use, does a good job, holds a good edge. It's just been a pleasure to use. Well, that's the Spyderco Delica 4. Fantastic knife. I've really enjoyed using it. If you're looking to buy one of these, I'll put a link in the description down below, a place where you can buy them from Blade HQ. They're just a fantastic knife, relatively affordable, and just kind of hard to beat from a functional standpoint. I really have loved this knife. Anyway, I sure appreciate you watching my videos. If you have any thoughts or questions, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment. I always love hearing from you. And as always, thanks for watching.